Hi everyone and welcome to this week's newsletter. Today we're going to bring you the final 5 of our 10 major rule changes for this year, and we're going to kick things off today on the green. Talking about damage to greens. Now under the new rules, all damage to greens you can now repair. So what's damage? Well, spike marks really is probably the number one. Under the old rules, you was allowed to repair pitch marks that were on your line, okay? But under the new rules, you can repair any form of damage that's, I suppose, kind of accidentally made, really. So, I don't know if Graham can see there. Luckily for us, there's a little bit of a spike mark there, so you can see under the new rules, even though it's on the line of the putt, we can tap that down and obviously move on. So again, I think this is quite an important rule, because when you play in a big tournament or even on a Saturday here in the comps, come the end of the afternoon, there's always going to be a few sort of scuff marks or a few spike marks on the greens just from all that traffic on the day. So again, at the moment, you can tap any of those down as long as you're not kind of, I suppose, unduly delaying play or doing anything that would be considered unreasonable. Okay, so next up, you're not actually allowed under the new rules either to use your equipment or place your equipment on the ground to assist with your alignment. Now, to be honest, me and Graham were actually thinking about this, and I can't actually remember when this was allowed, okay? But a good example might be, you see we're on the putting green again, and you're not allowed to actually sort of place a club down, on the ground to try and help you sort of set up to a putt. So, to be honest, I'd never seen anyone do it personally, but under new rules, make sure you don't, because you're not allowed, everyone. Right, okay, so we find ourselves in a different situation now on the golf course. We're just short of the 16th green. Now, this next rule is probably one that's already caused quite a lot of controversy out on the tours in the last couple of weeks. And it's basically where the caddy is no longer able to assist the player in lining up. Now, I suppose one of the best examples of this would have been Nick Faldo's caddy during his prime, where she used to actually stand behind him when he was lining up to his putts, and then when she was happy that he was lining correct, she would walk away, and Faldo knew it was time to hit the putts. Now, under the new rules, that's not allowed. So when a player actually addresses a ball, a caddy can no longer stand on the line of play. So to try and help sort of, I suppose, better explain it, we're assuming that my golf bag here is the player. So the player's set up to it. So if I was the caddy, I can sort of be standing here looking down the line of play as the player sets up to it. So the caddy can obviously stand here and walk away, but he must make sure he does that before the player actually sets up to it. Now, I think the example on tour where the player was penalised, I think they actually, kind of receded the penalty in the end because the player actually stepped away. So the caddy stood there, the player addressed it, caddy walked away, player walked off, and then kind of readdressed the ball and hit it. Now, in that instance, it was fine. But again, it's a grey area, everyone. So my advice, if you caddy for anyone in any of the club matches, Dunham Forest, DNC leagues and stuff like that, just be careful with that you're not caught actually standing behind the player as they actually sort of set up to take the shot. Okay, everyone? Okay, so we've found ourselves on the green. Now, this is probably my favourite amendment to the rules this year, and that is that we can now putt and leave the flag stick in. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the benefit? Well, to be honest, it's all about speeding up play, because if I'm at the front of the green, as I am here on 16, and maybe someone was closer than me chipping, under kind of the old rules, we would have probably always said, you carry on, you chip on first, and then we'd actually take the flag out or get the flag tended. Now, sometimes it led to a lot of messing around where that guy's chipped on, he's then had to walk on the green, he's had to mark his ball, then he's gone and tended the flag for me. Now, strictly speaking, it's always been whoever's furthest away from the hole should go first, but in reality, as we said, it probably never was that way because of messing around with the flag stick. Whereas now, if he's over there or someone else is over there playing a bunker shot and I'm furthest away, I haven't got to wait for them to stop. I can just walk straight up to the ball. I can obviously choose my line. I can hit the putt. And as we can see there, I can hit it about 20 foot past. But that's beside the point. The good thing is that, as you said, it will speed up play. And to be honest, I think it's actually going to help a lot judging distance on those longer putts, because you know you've got a static target there as well, which will actually help your brain judge your distance. So for me, I think this is one of the big improvements for this year. Okay everyone, here we are, number 20. The final one of our 20 rule amendments is this baby here. Okay, so under the new rules, if providing any part of the ball is below the circumference or the top of the green, the putting surface as you can see there, if it's trapped against the flagstick, it is still deemed to be holed. Okay, so in this instance, although not all of the ball is in the hole, if we was to do that and it drops in, that's fine. Okay, because obviously, as we said previously, we can leave the flagstick in now to putt, and I guess this is one of those rule changes that kind of complements it. So providing any part of the ball is below the level of the green, okay, even if it's wedged against the flagstick, the ball is deemed to have been holed out, everyone. Okay, so hopefully that will save some of those confusions where someone might have actually pulled the flagstick out wonky and the ball kind of pops back out. Okay, so it doesn't need to drop in like I've demonstrated, but remember, some of the ball, at least one dimple of the ball, needs to be below the surface of the putting green. Okay, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed, obviously, us highlighting these 20 rule amendments. You know, there are a lot more rule changes in honesty, but these are the major ones that you're probably going to encounter, you know, on a regular basis. But remember, you know, if you have got any rules questions, do please pop in and see myself and Graham in the shop. Remember, we have got all the new rule books available as well, so if you haven't already collected yours, they're completely free. They're provided by the R&A, and we've got a good supply of them at the moment in the shop or in the office. You know, I hope you've all had a fantastic week. Enjoy reading this week's newsletter below, and don't forget that we've still got Callaway coming to visit us on Friday, and I think we might have maybe one appointment left available if anyone wants to come down and try this year's Epic Flash or the rest of this year's Callaway range. Anyway, have a great week everyone, and see you soon. Bye!